So today I wanted to do a quick video to show you how you can fix up your CAD drawings in Photoshop. So the best thing to do is use your digital files that you hopefully have of your drawings, but if that's not possible, you can scan them in, or if you have to, you can take a photo. So that may leave you with something like this, where you want to straighten it out and make it perfect and crop it. So I want to show you some tools. The first one is that if you go under your eyedropper tool, you'll see that there is a ruler tool. And so Photoshop makes it really easy to straighten out your drawings. So I'm going to zoom in on something that I want to, that's at an angle and I want it to rotate straight. And I was just zooming in with my magnifying glass, and now I'm going to click on my ruler tool, and you click on something and drag and click again. And then when you go to image rotation, and arbitrary, you'll see that it's already filled in what that angle is for us. And we want it to go, your choices are clockwise or counterclockwise. We want counterclockwise. So if we say okay, see it, it's now perfectly straight. And we can back up by using our magnifying glass and holding down the Alt key. So let's see, let's try our crop tool, which is the fourth one down, and see how this is looking. It's still, not perfectly straight because it was taken at an angle. So it's not just the rotation, it's also that it's got some perspective issues. So what we can do now is use something under transform. So we can go to edit, transform. Let's try the perspective tool where that looks pretty good. So what I was doing was just looking at the dimension line versus the edge of the paper, and that looks much flatter and more regular. So now I can go back to my crop tool, and I can, because the title block is kind of cut off on this, I'm just going to go ahead and crop it out. Unless you need to take up space in your portfolio, then you could certainly leave it in. So now let's play around with the contrast a little. If we go to image adjustments, brightness contrast, we could maybe make it a little bit brighter that way. But we don't want to mess up the contrast. We want to still be able to see the drawing. So it's getting pretty light. Let's see, we may be able to play around with some other things under image adjustments. There's, let's see, black and white. Let's see, sometimes I just play around with things and see what looks good. What auto does. Sometimes that's helpful, sometimes it's not. Anyway, there's so many different things you can play with in here to make things brighter. Let's try exposure. It's a good one too, if we just kind of try to make the lights lighter. So I think at this point we have something that's much better than how it looked before by just using a couple of quick tools in Photoshop, and then you can just go ahead and save.